So this is a Eureka Whirlwind vacuum cleaner. If you have a Eureka vacuum that looks similar to this, it's very likely that there's really not much difference, but that's the model number. Like every other company that sells vacuum cleaners, they'll use the same basic model, but they'll just add more stuff to it, more accessories. But as far as changing belts, changing filters and whatnot, brush rolls, it's all going to be about the same. The only difference is going to be stuff like this that's included on it, or accessories, or in this case a turbo tool, which I don't have for it. Anyways, let's get started. I'm going to show you guys how to service this thing. First thing, we'll be taking the dustbin out, setting that aside. This we can get started with. I've already cleaned it off, but this absorbs a lot of dust and crap that makes it past your dirt container. So you want to clean this off either with another vacuum hose and just hold on to it and move it in and out of the hose. I use my little Bissell here, or replace it. I'm sure you can find new ones for cheap, but when you're done with that or you replace it, just stick the new one back there. One thing that I do like about Eurekas is they do this see-through thing. So you can kind of see if there's a clog, at least here, pretty easily. Sometimes they'll have that feature in other areas. I know parts like this you can remove, but we'll get to that in a bit. So you also have an after filter, which if you wanted to replace this is how you would do it. And this is a active charcoal filter. You know, you would just clean this out just like that. Now, I don't have a new filter for it, so what we're going to do is just clean this off with my little Bissell back there and throw all this back together, and then we'll get started on this. All right, so that's all cleaned back up. So the charcoal filter just goes back in like this. And then this one, I do recommend replacing this. I'm not keeping this machine. It's going to be donated, but if I was to keep it, I would be replacing this filter. But it's fine for now, it's nice and clean. So these dirt cups are pretty simple. With it off of the machine, all you have to do here is just pull back on this little tab. This top piece lifts off, and you have access with this filter. I've already blown it out and vacuumed it out. This one does have the part number on it right here. And also, if you need part numbers, check the description bar. But this filter is pretty much good to reinstall. Just gonna wipe that off a little bit. And then you pull out your Cyclone, and that's all there is to it. So you would wash this out in the sink, soap and warm water, get it nice and clean. I've already vacuumed out most of the crap that was in this thing. So for my purposes, I'm not really worried about anything else. And then of course, you know, you can just wipe the bin out with a rag of some kind. Just put that back in, grab your cleaned or new filter. This thing is washable. I actually didn't see that. So if you wanted to wash this thing out, you could. Soap and warm water, let it dry, of course, before you reinstall it like any other washable filter. These machines are a little different. You access the brush roll and the belt from the top. So you have a screw here and a screw over here. Let's see if this thing will cooperate. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. And there we have it. So underneath the cover, you want to clean out all of this stuff here. I'll do that with my Bissell. Now we have access to the brush roll and the belt, both of which actually look pretty good. First, we're going to clean out this whole thing. Just going to pull this out. This belt looks good. I don't know if I have another one of these belts, at least in the same size. This looks like a normal stretch rubber belt. So there's that. If I have a new one, I'll replace this one, but this one's not bad. So here we have the brush roll. And what you can do is just pull these two end caps off. There's going to be non-user serviceable ball bearing, sealed ball bearings in here. Here's a trick I use to get a bunch of hair and fluff off of a brush roll. I just very carefully, you don't want to cut yourself, go right down the middle with a sharp knife or scissors if you so desire, and then just work all of this old stuff off. One thing that I will say about these Eurekas is this is actually a really good quality brush roll. So I don't have another belt that'll fit on here that's any good. Abyssal Style 7 looked like it would have fit just fine without much issue. Yeah, that's a lot better. I'm just going to rotate this. There we go. Just a quick wipe down before I reinstall it. Wipe out that lens. For the record, I use the lowest torque setting on this drill. So now just to put this piece back in the bin that I forgot about, and this just goes back in like that. There's the filter. And there's a tab in the back. Okay, so I'm going to wipe this thing off and then we'll give it a test. Picked up a good amount of crap.